You're watching Fox 51 Good Day.
Good morning to you, East Texas. Today is July 16th. I'm Sarah Allegre.
And I'm Perry Elliott-Irani. Thanks for joining us on your Friday morning. You almost made it through the week.
I know.
Now, to start off our broadcast, the White House this morning is monitoring the rise in COVID-19 cases across the country. Cases have more than doubled in the last 2 weeks as the Delta variant spreads.
Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer has the latest on the administration's efforts to slow the spread before the pandemic gets worse. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning, Perry and Sarah. Well, the president is set to be briefed on these concerns and the state of vaccinations across the country as rates spike nationwide.
U.S. COVID cases are on the rise once again.
We're still losing people to this virus.
From Nevada to Florida, the number of cases surging in over half of U.S. states and territories. Areas of the country where vaccination rates are low in states like Missouri, Arkansas, and Louisiana seeing a spike.
And to be clear, there will likely continue to be an increase in cases among unvaccinated Americans.
The Delta variant is infecting both vaccinated and unvaccinated Americans. In LA, it's deja vu as the county starts to require masks indoors, regardless of vaccination status. For states like Tennessee, vaccine outreach has stopped for those 14 and older, despite an uptick in cases. Kids return to school in just a few weeks.
Hey, I'm Olivia Rodrigo.
The White House this week is recruiting the help of teen pop stars to encourage younger kids to get vaccinated.
It's important to have conversations with friends and family members.
We ask people to raise the bar.
The U.S. Surgeon General is urging Americans to not fall for misinformation surrounding vaccines, warning of the consequences.
Poses an imminent and insidious threat to our nation's health.
And the CDC predicts anywhere from 50,000 to 400,000 new COVID-19 cases are likely to be reported in the first week of August. That could mean anywhere from 800 to 4,000 new deaths. Reporting live in Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer. Perry and Sarah.
And now, your East Texas Storm Team forecast with meteorologist Carson Vickroy.
Well, here's a look at satellite and radar. There's really not a lot going on right now across the area. We do have some fog, which I'll touch on here in just a second, but nothing major. We're certainly not seeing any rain or anything like that, just a couple of clouds around. Now, as we lift off to the north, that is where we're actually seeing something I'm a little concerned with as we move a little later on into today. We've got a front off to the north. That is giving us some showers and thunderstorms, enough lift to see it from Lubbock to Wichita Falls up into the Oklahoma City vicinity, and that is continuing to slide off to the south and to the east. Temperatures right now are in the middle 70s, 75 in Pittsburgh, 75 in Dangerfield, 77 in Linden, and we're at 76 right now in Jefferson. Middle to upper 70s currently across our central counties. It is 78 at the Tyler Pounds Airport, 75 in Henderson. So we're starting out in the 70s. You get the idea here, right? And we're going to continue to see this from, the next several days. We've already seen it over the last several days. Now, dew point temperatures in the low to middle 70s for the most part. And the reason why we are starting to see some clouds and some fog is we just have a lot of humidity in the area. And with these visibility readings that are reduced in some locations, particularly Angelina County, you can see this gray starting to show up on the screen right here. 1 mile of visibility or less in Lufkin. Henderson also seeing it, and Jefferson also seeing it. And we've got kind of a stagnant weather pattern where that fog can form. Dew point temperatures, you just saw them both in the 70s. That means they are close together, and we tend to see some dew forming on the cars. If there's a little bit of wind, we will see some fog as well. You can kind of make it out on our Fredonia Hotel live tower cam. Now, this is not a classic fog setup, but it is something that could pose an issue if you are heading into work a little later on this morning. So play it safe, give yourself some extra time, especially if you live in deep East Texas where that fog is. That was the Fredonia Hotel live tower cam. 2.8, that is your pollen count right now, and the low to medium on the allergens, with the grasses being the primary one that we're seeing. And for that family fun forecast, I've got temps that are going to be in the upper 70s. It's going to be very humid through 9 o'clock. Humidity continues as we roll a little later on in the day, 80s to the 90s. Hit and miss showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast. We'll talk more about that here in just a little bit. But for the latest news and weather info, you can head on over to our website, fox51.com.
Thank you, Carson. This morning, we're getting a closer look at the challenges both parties in Texas are facing as Democrats continue their special session stall from D.C. Fox 51 State Capitol reporter Wes Rappaport has our update.
On State Rep Celia Israel's birthday, it was also supposed to be her wedding day.
I never thought that I would tell my partner of 26 years that we're not going to get married as planned.
Instead, the Austin Democrat is with her legislative colleagues on Capitol Hill trying to stop state-proposed changes to voting rules.
And I wanted a Texas wedding. We'll still have it. We just have to rearrange stuff.
The fallout from the special session reaches beyond a $1 million monthly toll on taxpayers. Lawmakers' families pay a price for this indefinite trip out of state.
I'm a single mom, a parent. I've got an 8-year-old daughter, and so I had to make child care provisions with my family.
While some left family behind,
we are prepared to be gone for weeks. And we've prepared our families for that.
A few brought young ones along. State Rep Erin Zwiener brought 3-year-old Lark to meetings with Mom.
She is a precocious reader, though, and while here has learned how to spell the word vote.
But Texas Republicans who showed up to the House chamber say they, too, have had to sacrifice time with family and their own businesses while they wade through the State House standstill.
We want to see our families. I'd like to go back and take care of my clients and work in my company.
Getting to FaceTime while he's playing a basketball game is, the next best thing. It's not as good as being there, but it's the next best thing.
In the meantime, no timeline for when Israel will tie the knot, with both sides of the Texas House refusing to back down. In Austin, Wes Rappaport, Fox 51 News.
As lawmakers continue their battle over election restrictions, black faith leaders from across the state gathered at the state capitol to pray, including a group from East Texas. They say they want justice for voting rights. And the crowd gathered outside of the steps of the State House before leading a prayer and a march. Organizers say the rally is a way to show their support for the Texas Democrats who fled to Washington, D.C. earlier this week to stall the legislation on that special session.
When God's people march, God marches with us. Yeah. And so today we're expecting the presence and the power of God to manifest here on the grounds of the Capitol.
Republican lawmakers continue to voice their opposition to the session stall-out. Governor Abbott is vowing to have the Democrats who fled to D.C. arrested when they return to Texas.
With many companies continuing to look for workers after the pandemic put a pause to hiring, one organization is stepping up in East Texas to help. The Workforce Solutions of East Texas held their first in-person job fair since the start of the pandemic, helping people both hunting for work and hiring for employees. Organizers say that they had more than 30 different employers from a wide range of areas. One of the managers of the event says they were happy to see such a large turnout.
There's so many employers out here that are looking for people, and they have to apply for jobs where they have a good match. You're looking at the benefits, you're looking at all of those circumstances that's going to help them in their family. So right now for a job seeker, it is a great opportunity.
Their next in-person job fair will be later on this month on the 29th.
4 students from Wayne D. Boshears Center for Exceptional Programs just graduated from high school. And this is a school in Tyler for students who have disabilities. Fox 51's Laura Margolis takes us to that special moment.
Big smiles and applause filled the room as Boshears' class of 2021 made their way across the stage. One student's mom sharing her happiness with us after seeing her 18-year-old son Nicholas in his cap and gown.
We're really excited today. We're glad to get him to this milestone in his life and excited about what the future holds for him.
Next for Nicholas is a transition program with Boshears, where they will introduce him to career options for the future.
They get him out in the community, they take him into different businesses to see what he can tolerate and help him learn how to interact socially.
Beau Shears is a year-round school, which is why their graduation fell in the middle of July.
It is always a joy to see them exceed expectations and just to flourish in everything that they do.
The school staff says it's a bittersweet moment watching students move on to the next chapter of their life. Some graduates, like Dylan, have been at Beau Shears for almost a decade.
The greatest thing to see is for them to then move into what we've been working towards for so long.
A moment they look forward to every year. Lauren Margolis, Fox 51 News.
It's 7:10. Coming up, groundbreaking technology is helping paralyzed people walk and even drive. What new tools are helping people regain their independence?
And some exciting changes coming to Texas sports, including a new head coach. Our Big 12 Media Day recap is coming up in less than 3 minutes before another half hour of news.
And we're tracking a few clouds this morning, even a little bit of fog. We'll touch on that and your afternoon storm chance after the break.
Good afternoon, East Texas. I'm Sarah Legray with KETK and Fox 51 News. We're glad to have you with us. Now, in just a couple of moments, Governor Abbott is holding a briefing, coming to you live from Austin with more information on this historic statewide storm. Let's take a listen.
Is facing a extremely dangerous winter storm in the coming days. A disaster declaration has already been declared for all 254 counties in Texas. Every part of the state of Texas will face freezing conditions, meaning that includes all the way down to Brownsville, Texas, will face freezing conditions over the coming days. Many of those locations across the state of Texas, the high temperature for a day will be in the single digits. The severity of the cold weather that is about to be experienced here in the coming days is unprecedented in Texas history. And we need people across the state to get ready for this extremely harsh conditions that are coming.
All right, let's check in with Marcus Bagwell with a severe weather update. Marcus, how can we best prepare for the freezing temperatures coming our way?
Well, Sarah, we have got to be prepared for bitterly cold temperatures. As you heard the governor talk about, that is going to be one of the biggest concerns, but also the precipitation that's coming our way can also be very impactful. And because temperatures will be below freezing for the next several days, it's going to be really hard for that to melt. And I don't have us above freezing until next Friday afternoon. Once we get to that point, things do begin to warm up, but we've got to get through several days of very cold weather, and the bitterly cold really settling in Monday through about Wednesday, it looks like. So here are the winter storm warnings. This was upgraded this morning. All counties now under that winter storm warning. Some of it has already started, but officially it gets going for the majority of our area into later on this evening and especially into the day tomorrow. Let's check the temperatures. A lot of us have been below freezing this afternoon, but how about this? Some of you have seen some peaks of sunshine this afternoon. Road temperatures are in good shape. We have seen some flurries, even some sleet pellets that have passed through. Nothing of big significance for us. That's our Tyler Tower Cam live atop of our studios. Let me show you downtown Nacogdoches, where we have seen a couple of peaks of sun also come through here. Still a mostly cloudy sky, but you've had some rays of sun. That's why temperatures there able to get into the 40s through the afternoon. Radar, for the most part, just fine. Just some sleet pellets, snow flurries that have flown around through this afternoon. Nothing of big concern for us, and that will be expected all the way through about midnight for most of us. Now, here's where the weather starts to get a little bit more active. It is across the Texas and Mexico border there. It's in response to the upper level system that is just off to the southwest. And this upper level system beginning to spread more and more moisture, plus the colder air that's with us. You get a bad combination here here of both the moist air and the colder air meeting together. Not a severe situation, but a winter severe situation where we could get some sleet and freezing rain all out of this. Let's track it from the Texas and Mexico border. Watch what happens this evening down toward the hill country. Some problems here back over into central Texas. We'll come into our area into the overnight, and we start to see our share of sleet and freezing rain. Because of the layer of warmer air just above us, initially it's all going to fall as some sleet and freezing rain, and with temperatures below freezing, travel impacts will be expected. All snow mostly going to stay off to our north and to the northwest. There's your 8 o'clock hour. There could be a lull in the activity. Certainly do expect that at times. But as we get into the afternoon, more periods of sleet and freezing rain, even more than what Futurecast has for us. And then as the atmosphere continues to cool below freezing, then we make our change over to snow. And this is the newest trend with our in-house Futurecast model. And that's why we could be looking at some accumulating snow, still some sleet and some freezing rain in deep East Texas. But if you're near and north of Highway 21, we are in line for the potential of a decent amount of snowfall. But the first thing first, we've got to get through the potential for some ice. Here's what you need to know. Starting tomorrow morning, spotty sleet to some freezing rain. Some slick spots will be expected. Falling temperatures into the mid-20s tomorrow afternoon, and then tomorrow night, freezing rain changing over to snow, and that will continue into Monday. Some of this snow, Sarah, could be very heavy snow, and it's a heavy wet snow that we'll see, so definitely accumulation, but big time problems are expected here in East Texas, and we want to keep a close eye on that. We also want to hear from you as well. We want to see your photos and videos when the snow starts falling. Keep your camera handy, and you want to send us those pictures and videos, and we definitely might use them in your coverage. It's easy to do. You can email them to weatherpics@KETK.com, or you can also go to our website, and what you'll want to do is click on the photo section right there at the very top. You'll be able to share your photos there. Sarah, back over to you.
Thank you very much, Marcus. And something to keep handy on days like this one is our East Texas Storm Team mobile app. You can follow our interactive radar, receive custom weather alerts for your location, and watch along as our storm team tracks severe weather live on air. Now, the app is free. You can download it on the Apple App Store or get it on Google Play.
Well, clouds and radar, we continue to see a couple of breaks here and there, but more importantly, here are the temperatures. We're in the single digits for the majority of the area. Teens and lower, you can call 11 to teen, pre-teens for some locations. Longview, Marshall, Jacksonville, all at 11 degrees. Lower double digits, I should say. Wind chill values are below zero for the most part, and unfortunately, that's going to continue, and that's a given. Don't go outside if you don't absolutely have to today, and you can see we've got more activity on the way. This is 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. We're going to start to track this storm. It initially will fall as just a little bit of snow along the Red River, but here comes the pink for us here in East Texas. That is a mixture of freezing rain and sleet. This is 6 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. Notice big time dividing line between the freezing rain and sleet and just the regular old rain. We're cheering for the green. We're not cheering for the pink here. If we do see the green, then we will see a little bit of melting associated with that rainfall. But if we see the pink, we could have a significant ice storm on our hands, unfortunately. But regardless, if we do see rain, freezing rain or snow, it's gone by about 6 o'clock, and we're just dealing with the clouds throughout your Thursday. Let's go ahead and talk about that 7-day forecast real quick. And again, it's pretty nice. Temperatures in the teens for today. We're at about 24 for tomorrow. But again, watch out for tonight. 3 degrees will be your low temperature. Wintry mix Wednesday into Thursday. But then we progress about 10 degrees every day. Friday, Saturday, we're in the 40s. Sunday, we are in the 50s. Deep East Texas, we're following that same trend, but we've got to get through Wednesday and Thursday with that secondary shot of wintry weather.
The snow keeps coming down hard in East Texas. Isaac Ramirez has stepped just outside the studio to show us what we are dealing with. Isaac, just how cold is it feeling out there in those winds?
Oh my goodness, Cynthia, it is so cold out here. I don't know why anyone would be out here. We're seeing some issues with driving already. Here's a truck next to me actually trying to leave. Can't really get going because of so much snow. But how much snow has fallen here in East Texas? I got here a handy dandy tool so we can figure that out. So let's have a little bit of fun right here. If we can just stick it right here Aha! It looks like, wow, almost, what is that? Almost 7.5 inches of snow out here in front of the KETK and Fox 51 studio. A lot of powder right now, as you can see, but basically stay off the road if you can. And if you have to be out here, drive slow. There have been a couple of tough guys who've driven by fast. They think they're invincible, but really slow down. And if you don't have to get on, just don't get on the roads today. It's really dangerous out there, and it's very cold. Reporting live from Tyler, I'm Isaac Ramirez. Back to you, Cynthia.
Remember to stay social with us. KETK is up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, sharing all of your pics, videos. Hey, make a snowman. We'll show it off. The handle is @KETK. You might even see your pictures on air during our broadcast. Breaking news from California, a massive fire is burning structures in the Compton area. This is a live look at the fire that's burning in a mostly industrial area. News stations on the ground are reporting several fire trucks arrived about an hour ago. Some apartment buildings are located in the area, but so far no evacuations have been ordered. This is going right now. Look at that massive plume of dark smoke rising into the air. There are still no details about the cause as this is happening as we speak. No word on any injuries from the fire yet, but we will surely keep you updated on our website as more information becomes available. You can head over to fox51.com for more details on that.
News overnight in Tyler. One person's in custody this morning after an hours-long standoff with police. The incident unfolded at the intersections of Bow Street and North Confederate Avenue, and that's where we find Fox 51's Cynthia McLaughlin this morning. Cynthia, what happened here?
Now, Isaac, it all started actually at the home of the owner of this business. I'm at Manriquez Used Tires and Car Wash. This is a family-owned business. The owner, Vincent Manriquez, is in police custody this morning. So he allegedly assaulted his wife at their home on Sundown Avenue in Tyler. It's near just west of the Loop, and he fled the scene. But here's the thing, he fled the scene with his children to here. Police were able to track down his car to this business, and let me give you a look here. So that domestic disturbance happened around 12:30 this morning, but by 3 a.m. police were able to safely negotiate and get the children out of that gate right there. So around 3 a.m. police were able to get both of the children out. No word exactly how many. We know there were at least 2 according to Smith County authorities, but Manriquez is facing aggravated assault charges, but Smith County Sheriff's Office says more charges could come. This is a developing story. It's pretty calm here right now, but it was a completely different story again just after 3 a.m. just hours ago. I'll bring you updates throughout Good Day this morning, but reporting live in Tyler, Cynthia McLaughlin, Fox 51 News.
Yeah, Cynthia, we're still seeing some of the aftermath of this fire. As you can see, that black smoke is still rising. You still see some of those flames in this area, and it is just devastating to see a home here in Smith County, a home here in East Texas, just down in ruins. You just see ashes everywhere and burnt window panes and the collapsed roof. It is just so devastating to see. Our heart breaks for the people that were involved, the homeowners. Now, it was a man and his wife. They were both fortunately able to get out of the home safely. They had a dog who was able to get out of the home safely. We do know that one of their trucks burned back a part of this fire, and so we're glad that everyone was safe, but this does act as a reminder that during this severe weather, during this cold weather, this is what we're going to see. We're going to see these structure fires in our area, and currently the Tyler Fire Department, Smith County, is responding to several other structure fires in East Texas, throughout East Texas, and looking at also the icy road pavement. So they're all very stretched thin right now and working hard to keep people here safe. But this acts as such a crucial reminder of what we can do to better protect ourselves in situations like this one. Maybe being careful with space heaters and stuff like this. These are all the things that we need to be mindful. Having smoke detectors in our house. Now, we don't know exactly the details of what happened here. We don't know if they had a smoke detector. We don't know if they had insurance. We don't know what exactly caused the fire or where it originated, but we know that they're going to investigate the situation further once this is mitigated, and we'll have answers for us hopefully in the future. And of course, we will continue to keep you updated as we learn more on our website.
Local, experienced, trusted. This is KETK Today.
Good morning. Hope your Thursday is off to a great start. I'm Perry Elliott-Durrani. Thanks for joining us on KETK. Now let's go back to that breaking news from Tyler this morning as police are investigating an ATM robbery at a local bank as we speak, folks. Officers say they just responded to the alarm after 3 a.m. at American State Bank on Loop 323. The bank is located near Tyler Legacy High School and the intersection of Loop 323 and Broadway Avenue. A silver pickup truck that is believed to belong to the robber was abandoned at the scene, and investigators say they're trying to track him down on foot now. The truck was left behind with the keys still in the ignition and the engine running. Now, it's unclear how much money was stolen from the ATM or how many people were involved, but you can be assured we are following up on this, so be sure to check our website, KETK.com, as we learn more from police.
Local, experienced, trusted. This is KETK Today.
Hope your Tuesday is off to a great start. I'm Perry Elliott-Durrani. Thanks for watching KETK. Now, we begin with some information on a cockfighting ring bust in Rusk County. You remember this story, I'm sure. Authorities are now beginning the process of rehabilitating the animals, and that started just minutes ago. You may remember last week, authorities arrested more than a dozen people for allegedly participating in this ring, and now they're all facing animal cruelty charges. Deputies found several dead birds when they showed up, an undisclosed amount of cash, and cages with roosters scattered across the property. You can find out what's next for these birds and meet the people who will find them these new homes this evening on KETK News. You can also follow their journey on our website. That's fox51.com.
It's Small Business Tuesday, and our Corinne Venandy has been going out into the community each week to feature a business that is building a presence right here in East Texas. Today she takes us to Tyler where something smells real good. Corinne, I see there's a new place to get some delicious baked goods. Good morning.
Good morning, Sarah. That's right. Great Harvest Bakery and Cafe has opened their doors and ovens to the Rose City so people can enjoy their fresh baked bread, handmade. And I don't know about you, but my mouth is watering. They're inside right now baking away, and I wish that you could smell savory through this camera. Every morning their team works hard making their products from scratch. It's all made fresh, never frozen, from their grounded flour crafted in-house at the bakery. The bread making process takes a whopping 5 hours. They start prepping at 4 in the morning, and hot bread is out of the oven between 10 and 11 a.m. Tyler's newest Eat Spot is a family-run establishment. There are 3 generations of Joneses working in the bakery. Laura Jones and her mother Liz own the Broadway shop. Their spouses take shifts kneading dough, and so do Laura's 3 children.
We mill our wheat here in the shop, so your bread is as fresh as it can possibly be. We take wheat berries from the Golden Triangle of Montana and turn it into 100% whole wheat, and that's what turns into your honey whole wheat bread. In addition, we don't sweeten our breads with our refined sugar. Our breads are all sweetened with honey, and so that's a significant thing for people that are paying attention to what they put in their bodies. And then again, everything's handcrafted. We're not cutting corners. We're doing things, we're purchasing healthy ingredients, nutritious ingredients.
Everyone has been so kind and so patient. We have been slammed the first couple of days, and everybody's been so patient to wait. They love the bread, and I think that Tyler is going to love Great Harvest bread. I think the bread in our sandwiches are just out of this world.
While only open a few days so far, the Joneses say it's apparent East Texas has a favorite item, the cinnamon wheat bread. Since opening day, they can't keep it on the shelves. There are actually a few other Great Harvest locations outside of Texas, but this one is the only in East Texas, and it's operated as a Freedom franchise and independent small business. The Joneses say they are thrilled to be receiving such positive feedback from Tylerites and beyond. Since they opened a few days ago, this bakery has been a dream of theirs for over 8 years and has been in the planning process for a year now. The bakery is open Monday through Friday from 6:45 a.m. till 6 p.m. and open on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. So make sure to check it out. Reporting live at Tyler, Corinne Venandy, Fox 51 News.
Corinne, I have to tell you, my mouth back here in studio is watering after watching that. Did you taste test while you were there? Did you have the opportunity?
Well, Sarah, you know that a taste test was necessary, of course, and I gotta tell you, everything is so good on the menu, and that cinnamon wheat bread, I know why it's hard to keep on the shelves, because it is so good. And something pretty cool, everyone that comes into this bakery, they get a 1-inch slice taste test of something on their board, so everyone gets a little taste of something before they order. And something else that's pretty cool about this bakery is they partner with local nonprofits like Meals on Wheels, and they donate the goods that didn't sell throughout the day to give back to feed the need throughout the community. So I think that's pretty important as well.